Good morning, everyone. How are we all? So we've got quite a moody morning this morning up in the forest. Yeah, a very moody morning this morning. There's been a storm overnight, which carried on this morning, and it's just making for a lovely, lovely atmosphere up here. I'm up on the Ashdown Forest. I've come today to the spot known as Stonehill. I know it's Stonehill Car Park. Just because what I wanted to get was, or where I wanted to be, sorry, was in wide open expanses. Because I knew the weather was a bit stormy, but we're getting break in the cloud now as well. I wanted to be somewhere where I knew I could get lots of sky as a sort of background to subjects that I pick out the environment. And I chose correctly. I was right in my decision. I had wanted to go back to Inleep Warren because I tried recording a video there last week. Had some technical difficulties, but it's quite a wooded area there, and it's a good spot for autumnal colour. But when I saw the forecast for this morning and I looked at the weather apps, I thought to myself, get yourself where you get wide open expanse, and you can use the sky, the play in the sky between the light and the dark clouds to add some atmosphere to the image. And what we're also getting is a bit of haze, a bit of mist moving around this morning. I've tried to capture that on video, but I don't think I've done very well at that. But if I have, I'll put it on the screens. Yeah, this is lovely. It's lovely. I woke up this morning, I set my alarm. I don't need to set an alarm, that's a lie. I wake up at 4 in the morning anyway. But I woke up this morning at 4 and was looking at the forecast and thought to myself, do I want to get wet or not? That was the question I was asking, because I knew I will get wet. Although having said that, it has dried up now. But do I want to get wet or not? And lie in bed for the morning. And in the end, I thought to myself, well, where's the fun in that? Just lying there, wishing I could get back to sleep. So I thought I'd get up here, bring an umbrella with me, and just take a wander around and see what I can find. And I have to say, as I think I just said, it's a very, very pretty, picturesque morning. It's lovely. So I'll get you guys behind the camera with me in a sec, and I shall show you what it is that I've framed up here and what it is that I'm waiting for. But yeah, it's lovely, it's lovely. So 2 seconds, hold on. Yeah, so what I've framed up here is, I guess, what I'd consider, and sorry, that light, so I'm going to be taking pictures as I'm talking to you because that light keeps changing in the sky, is what I guess you'd consider, or I would consider, the the Stonehill view. So what looks, when people come to Stonehill, what they know. And there's this bench here that's in memory of someone, and I don't know who it is because I haven't gone and read it. And a path that leads down, sort of a trodden path, where I guess the forestry people take their moffats or whatever it is they use. And then we've got this beautiful tree to the right, which you can just about see. Don't know what type of tree that is. As always with me, I should have leaf snapped that for you, and then I could have stood here and been a bit more educational with what I was framing up and what I'm talking to you about, but I didn't. But what the tree is getting is it's just starting to get the first hints of autumnal colours. I really struggle to say the word autumn colours. And it just makes for a nice image. And then at the backdrop of that, I don't know how well that might blow out on that camera, but we've got some storm clouds, wet clouds, as I said the other day, or a little while back, playing against the blue sky. So the golden hour sky that's coming up, the sunrise. It is now 7 in the morning, so we're half an hour into sunrise. And then, but yeah, just that sky. So I'm trying to set the bench that you can see there, the path in the middle of it, and then the hints of autumn sort of tree. I want to say it's a chestnut, but I'm not too sure. And then the sky at the back of that. And I'm just waiting. What I'm doing, that's what I failed to mention, why I like mornings like this, because I'm not chasing the light per se. I'm not rushing around panicking and making sure that I get the golden hour light and stuff like that. Because everything's been made a bit slower by the cloud cover that's here, you can set yourself up your composition, your perspective, your photo, and then just take a bit of time with it. Because for me, I want the sky, the clouds to get not into a particular position. I don't know where I want them to be exactly, but I just want to get the best light for it. So it means you get to slow down a little, not rush around, because the conditions are more consistent. Just take your time with it, really. And that's why I love landscape photography. It's just because I love wildlife photography, but I don't actually do it because the impression I get is it's a lot of rushing around and you can't really slow down and think about how you frame something up. You just got to make sure you get in the right angle to get that bird or whatever it is you're pitching. Whereas landscapes, you can take a bit of time with them. And there's some horses down there. Sheep. Might hang on and see if they get into the image. Yeah, and just take your time with it. So that's pretty much what I've framed up. And I'm going to keep waffling on if I'm not careful. So I'm going to end this little segment here. And so thank you very much for watching. And I'll put that picture up on your screens in a second. Leave you guys with some atmospheric B-roll of the environment. And I'll get you back up when I find another picture. So thank you. Hello again. So it's I'm not actually having to venture very far this morning. Seeing to do everything at the top of Stone Hill this morning is quite picturesque. We've got this mist, like haze, just hanging about, and it's creating for this lovely atmosphere everywhere. And I think it's all just about capturing trees, like the one I've got here. That is a silver birch, I believe, looking at it. Just coming into its autumn colours. And, it just looks really, really stunning against that backdrop. A moment ago, I had, I don't want to say more dramatic sky, but a more impressive sky behind it. And it was really lighting it up. I mean, in an ideal world, I would have some pockets of heather around it, because I love heather, but that's not going to happen. Well, not going to happen, it can't happen, because there is no heather there. So all we've got is this bracken lying about. But where it's quite wet, that bracken, and I'm using a polarizer and a camera, I should be able to bring some real vibrant colours out of it to hopefully help it look wet. To look wet. Yeah, to look damp. Unfortunately, when you get this close up, because like I was saying about the haze and the mist that's hanging about, when you get this close up and with a wide angle lens, you do lose the haze that is there. So if I was stood further back, it's just like your eyes. The closer you get to something, the less that haze is. I don't quite know the science behind that, but it's just the way it works. I do wish I'd bought a longer lens, or I was using the lens that I'm talking to you guys on right now, because that's the 24-70. It means I can get myself back further and zoom in and maintain the mist that's hanging around it, the haze that's hanging around it. But I can't do that because I need that lens to be able to film, and I left another lens at home. So I will doctor it a little bit in Photoshop to give you a confession, just to bring that bit of mood back to it. but pretty much the picture, it's not like an overly complicated one. I've just centered up the birch that you can see there in my frame, because that was the most, I walked around it for a little bit with the camera and worked the scene, and it was the most sort of pleasing angle I could find with getting in the elements that I wanted to keep, which was the damp bracken, the lovely sky that was behind it, and a bit of haze that's on the trees in the background. And it was just the most pleasing angle to that tree I found in comparison to other positions that I stood. And see, it's not an overly complicated one. It's just a very pretty looking tree that's starting to get some golden autumnal hues. I'm getting better at saying the word autumnal. I feel the more I repeat it, the better it will become. Process of repetition. And it just makes a pleasing image. I think I will likely square crop this or 4x5 crop it when I get back into Lightroom later on, just because I think that'll give it the most pleasing perspective. So that was a very exciting explanation, I'm sure. I'm going to try and find one more picture, but what I said to myself is I would either walk down, because I haven't walked very far at all this morning. I've only stayed across the top here. But there is this picture of this tree there with a bench next to it, and it looked quite moody a moment ago. So it looks like that mist is drawn away now. So I'll have a little wander about, see if I can find something else, and I'll say thank you very much as always, and I'll get you guys back up in a short while. So I'll catch you in a bit. So I've actually just settled on staying up the top here. I did take a little wander down the bottom, but this picture here that you can see now, I'll put something on your screens, really caught my eye. But we've just got some absolutely beautiful silver birch, and once again I'll say they're going into their autumnal colours. It's the start of autumn, and it just looks beautiful set against this path, this clearing in amongst the foliage going down. And I just caught my eye, started wandering down, went down the bottom, was like, no, actually I really like this shot, I really like this picture, it looks beautiful. So I've come back up and I've set up on it. It's just when I come here this morning, because of the way the conditions were, I wanted to get what I, in my head, I class as like the Highland shot or the Scottish shot. So, you know, they have a lot of silver birch. It looks very, and I'm going to say dank, but I mean dank in a beautiful sense. It has that very atmospheric conditions to it. And that was what was in my head when I come here this morning. And when I saw this, to me, in my mind, that represents that. I think that's what the top here is good for at Stonehill, having a little wander about, is that sort of Highlandy-ish looking shot. And so like I say, this one really represented it. And a moment ago with the picture, the way I got myself set up here is I've got I've set the birch, the silver birches there, that grouping you see there just on the right hand thirds of my scene. And I'm using is that gorse? I think it's gorse. It's the stuff that goes yellow, isn't it? Along the left hand side of it. And then this path going down the middle leading to these bushes, or these trees that are there, and then the sky that's beyond. And it just creates that sort of warm path feeling shot thing. I can't think of a way to describe. And a moment ago, when I did get this picture, The light, of course, is the sun's battling with the clouds. We've got a lot of clouds up here this morning, but there is some break as well. So I've got blue skies directly above me and the moon as well, actually. And I'm going massively off piste. And what you're getting, as I said before, when the cloud peaks away, when the cloud moves away, the sun peeks through. And what it created some awesome contrast in this scene, because the light was hitting my silver birches there that I love so much, but it wasn't obviously hitting the bracken to my left, nor the trees at the bottom. So it created for this beautiful like glow on the birch. If that makes sense. So it's anyway, that it created a beautiful image, really nice image, and I'm very pleased with that. Actually, that's probably, I like my misty shots that I've got, but that's probably my favourite of the morning. There's something about the leaves that I actually prefer that to when it goes into full autumn bloom, full autumn colours, bloom's probably not the right term. I actually prefer that just off green, that yellowy green that happens right at the start of autumn. And I've managed to capture that with on some silver birch, which I love so much. They're probably the most photogenic tree out there. And just the scene itself with the contrast and the light and the sky was, I've HDR'd the image, exposure bracket the image, so that I can get the sky hopefully in as much detail as possible. And yeah, I'm just very pleased with that, very pleased with it. Yeah, that's been a very, very fruitful morning up at Stone Hill, and I haven't really had to walk far. So if you don't want to walk for miles, it's a lovely spot to come to. And when you go up there, you've got some nice views that go stretch all the way across to the South Downs. And this morning I did have a little look when I wandered down, but then I come back up because this scene really caught my eye. There was little pockets of mist dotted about on the that would be going out, I can't think where that's going out towards, like Nutley, that area. There's these little pockets of mist just dotted about in the on the landscape, and it looked really pretty. It looked really pretty. But yeah, so I think I'm going to wrap that video up there. I am. I'm going to wrap that up there and say, thank you very much for watching, everyone. As always, a little beg, if you enjoy my stuff, please do like and subscribe, and comment and share and all the rest of it. But other than that, I'll say thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys next time. I'm going to continue on the Ashdown Forest because it's nice and local to me, and it means I can take advantage of the mornings and not have to drive miles to go and do it. And I'm just rambling on, so thank you very much. Anyway, I'll catch you later, guys, and I shall see you next time. I hope you have a nice morning, a nice day, a nice evening, and a good week, whatever time of the day it's that you're watching this, and I'll speak to you soon.